This week's Torah was inspired by Rabbi Yitzchak Gettinger and Rabbi Manis Friedman. As we complete the first week of Elul, I've been doing my best to prepare for the awesome opportunity of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which is only a few weeks away. In other words, I'm using this time to repair and restore my personal relationship with Hashem. This week's parak, 22, verse 1 and 2, outline the mitzvah of Hashavat Aveda, returning a lost object. The verse states, if you see your fellow's ox or sheep gone astray, do not ignore it. You must take it back to your fellow. Now the Or HaChaim, who is an 18th century commentary, says this mitzvah is not only about one's responsibility towards your friend's property, but it's about returning your friend's soul to him. Allow me to explain. The sheep and the oxen that refers to are similes, describing the purity of the person's animalistic component of their soul. And when we come across a fellow Jewish brother or sister, as the verse states, have gone astray, lo tireh et asher achicha oseh nidachim, who are lost from the path of Torah, we are commanded not to ignore them, but to take an active role, reaching out and properly guiding them towards the beauty of Torah. The verse goes on and says, if the person is too distant, asafta al toch beitecha, we are to invite them into our homes where kindness is always on the menu, or to a house of Torah study, where the light and music of Torah can radiate and awaken the person's soul. From personal experience, an act of outreach requires a person to possess a certain level of determination and confidence, because outreach makes one vulnerable. Perhaps the person will reject the offer, or even worse, embarrass you by telling you to mind your own business. It may well just tell you to butt out. When I was a teenager in high school, I attended the Chabad Yeshiva in Brooklyn. On Fridays and holidays, like all good Chabad Yeshiva students, I would hop on to a Chabad mitzvah tank and take to the city streets asking people if they were Jewish and interested in putting on tefillin or lighting Shabbos candles or simply learning more about living a Jewish life. I remember one stranger, when asking them if they were Jewish, no, sorry, not today. It wasn't easy, but it taught me how to properly engage with all types of personalities. It reminded me of my responsibility towards my fellow Jews, and I had to do my own part to engage them, but still they had to do theirs. I think that's what the Or HaChaim is teaching us. We are obligated to try to engage the best way possible. The rest is up to the other person. Our parsha reminds us of our communal responsibility of reaching out to those who are not yet affiliated. One can consider a simple call to check in with the person. I have a friend during the COVID lockdown, baked chalos with friends, and found she had many extra chalot. So she reached out to the elderly people in the neighborhood who were lonely and delivered those extra chalot for Shabbat. Receiving those chalot were for many the highlight of their week, and it uplifted their spirits. So look around and see if there are opportunities, whether close or far, where your sincere interest in uplifting your friend's spiritual being will allow you to fulfill the mitzvah of returning a lost object to its owner. Thanks for listening. Shabbat Shalom.